Hi, everyone, and welcome into another episode of Joshing Around Milwaukee. My name is Josh Albrecht, and with me, as always, is...
Hey, it's Josh Albrecht.
That's right, Josh Albrecht and Josh Albrecht, and we are very, very excited to have on our guest today the CEO of the Betty Brinn Children's Museum, Tina Quealy, joining us. Tina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Tina, the way that I like to start this, before we get into the awesomeness that is the Betty Brinn Children's Museum and the upcoming plans for the museum, let's get to know you. So, first and foremost, kind of tell our audience a little bit about yourself and how you got to be where you are with Betty Brinn.
Sure. So I lived in Wisconsin for 16 years. I'm originally from Miami. Prior, I lived in Chicago for 10 years, so I consider myself Midwestern. And I've had the privilege of leading Betty Brinn for the last almost 3 years. I live on the north side with my 10-year-old daughter, husband, and 2 dogs.
Nice. Yeah. So originally from Miami, and I like to consider us the Miami of the Midwest here in Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's a lot of people say that.
I mean, when you get out to Bradford Beach, you're basically
you might as
in
well
Miami.
Be in Miami. Yeah. That's
But
what
how's it
everyone
compared
says.
for you, living in Miami, living in Milwaukee?
It's very comparable.
Yeah?
Very similar.
See, right? I thought I was,
Confirmed.
I was just spitballing ideas here, but she confirmed it for us.
So tell us a little bit about your path, though. So you're in Miami. What got you to Chicago? And then
So I started going to college in University of Colorado in Boulder, and then I transferred to an art school in Chicago, Columbia College, and then I went to Northwestern for grad school.
And then out of that, Betty Brinn said, hey, we got the job for you, and you came up here?
No, so basically I lived in Chicago throughout my 20s with my husband, got tired of living there, and came up here on a whim. We had no friends, no family, but we were able to drive and pull over and just walk to the lake, which we were never able to do in Chicago. So it was pretty incredible. And we decided, hey, we're going to move to Milwaukee.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I love going through those stories, especially with guests that we have on that weren't born and raised here, to find out what it was that made them go, you know what, this would be a great place to live our lives, our family, everything, what it was. Accessibility, another great point. In Miami, very difficult. Here, you just drive, you park right by the lake. Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. That's fantastic. So then you got with Betty Brinn and CEO. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been serving as the CEO with Betty Brinn and what you've experienced, what's happened in your time there.
Sure. I mean, I should say prior to Betty Brinn, I led a foundation in town for 10 years, the Burke Foundation, and we funded youth-related programs and educational programming all in the city of Milwaukee. And I've always had a passion for education, and especially early childhood education. So that's really what led me to the museum.
Sure, of course. I mean, that makes sense. And Betty Brinn is awesome. I mean, we both have kids, and being able to have that
wonderful.
as a point that we can that you can use, that we can utilize, has been absolutely amazing. So, how long have you been CEO with Betty Brinn?
About 2.5 years.
Okay. And in that time, is there one project specifically that you've worked on or one thing that you've seen come in that you've been like, this is one I'm going to remember?
Oh, my goodness. Running a children's museum is complicated and exciting, and every single day we serve the public. And so there's just, it's kind of like a living, breathing organism, right? Every day brings a different energy and project and area of focus. But I was really hired to start planning the new museum. And so the Betty Brinn Children's Museum has been here in Milwaukee for 31 years. We have a rich and incredible legacy. And in about 5-ish years, give or take, we will be building a brand new children's museum for the city of Milwaukee. And so that's really what I was hired to do. And we are progressing along that project. It's been fascinating to run a current museum while also building a new museum, right? Basically, there's 2 organizations that I run, but really exciting, and they keep every single day fresh.
Yeah, the opportunity for the community to have a new museum is extremely exciting. We're seeing it happen in real life right now with the public museum and its construction and for its new facility, and to be able to be at the foundation of that project has to be, I mean, it's like career defining, right? Like this is an amazing opportunity for you and for the museum.
Absolutely, and for the community and for the region. I mean, what we're building, what we hope to build, will serve the community for generations to come. And so that makes every decision really exciting, and it also makes it really stressful as well, right?
Yeah.
No pressure.
Well,
We're just picking the right spot for the future home.
Yeah,
Right.
lots of expectations to balance there, but you're used to that, right? I mean, as fathers, we know there's expectations from our kids, and you go to a museum and there's expectation from a kid, right? And some of those expectations are, when is snack time?
Sure.
Those little
Something as simple
there's
as
always these little things. So I can't imagine. Like, I know how hard it is to plan for a car trip with a family. How do you plan for a full immersive experience for a family and make sure everybody's getting their snacks and getting their rest?
Yeah,
and all
I mean,
those things,
again,
right?
it's complicated, and doesn't mean that it's impossible or not fun, but you really have to think through those facets that make a visit to a children's museum fun for not only the kids, but the parents, the grandparents, the siblings, and everyone else that they might bring along.
Yeah, that's true. There's so many things, as you mentioned, that go into it. And to your point, the Betty Brinn's Children's Museum is still open. It's as you said, it's two separate things going on at the same time. We're going to dive deeper into that when we come back on Joshing Around Milwaukee. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to Joshing Around Milwaukee. We're having a great time with Tina Quealy, the CEO of the Betty Brinn Children's Museum. And Tina, before the break, we started kind of diving in to the reason you were brought on being this project. This is the big one, which no pressure. Come on in, immediately handle like the biggest project they've had in forever. Tell us, first of all, what was the need that Betty Brinn saw to say we need to have a new museum?
Oh, it's a really good question. As I mentioned, the museum's been around. We just celebrated our 31st anniversary, and we were built in 1995. And so even though we have beautiful views of the lakefront and we serve 170,000 visitors a year, we're pretty space constrained where we are. We lease our space too. And so there are just certain things that other children's museums have and other design experiences that exist that we just aren't able to do in our space. We don't even currently have a classroom in our space, which makes it just challenging to do different programs and activities. And so doubling our square footage and also having the opportunity to have an outdoor exhibit space is really going to make a big difference in terms of what kind of resources we can provide, what kind of exhibits we can have, and the value that we can offer the community.
So tell me a little bit about some of the plans in place for the new museum that maybe the current museum doesn't have. You mentioned the outdoor space.
Sure, yeah. So we are currently in our fingers crossed final phases of our site search process, but it's really essential for us that we are able to have about 10,000 square feet of outdoor exhibit space where kids can play most of the year round here in Milwaukee. It's going to be huge and great. We'll have a big outdoor climbing experience for them to do. We'll also have an indoor climbing experience for them to do, and just different areas for them that are both super active and also a little less active as well, to ensure that we're really a place where all learners, all developmental folks in any range or spectrum are able to come and enjoy the museum.
Yeah, the accessibility for all is a really big thing for museums. I know more and more museums are trying to find ways to accommodate and be accessible. We work really closely with Culture City and some other programs that are for all abilities, for all issues that might fall on a family, whatever it might be. But I'm more concerned about how do you make a dad happy? How do you make this guy over here happy when he's taking his kids there?
Is make the kids happy. If my
That's
kids
right.
are happy and they're having fun, then dad's happy. That's the biggest thing.
So maybe a beer garden included?
Oh my!
Is that what I'm hearing you
Is
say,
that what
Josh?
you're hearing? Yeah.
That might be my dream. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off or not. But I mean, designing for kids is obviously like a very important part of our experience and what we're doing in our master planning process. But designing so that the parent is comfortable, so that there's nice areas to sit and relax and where you can get a great cup of coffee, that's equally as important as well.
For sure. That's like, I like the hot lava thing, right? Like, so it's like, you go play hot lava. I'm going to sit on this bench. That
also
type of
not in the lava, but I'm just going to stay here.
Yeah.
Not in the lava.
As long as I have
Right.
eyes. But being able to see, for a parent, like being able to have that confined space where you feel the trust, right? Let my
absolutely.
kid run and explore. I'm in a safe space. I'm in a space where they're learning, that's structured. There's like safety, confidence, security to that experience. And that's such a nice asset for the community to have, to be able to take your kids somewhere. It's a rainy day, cold day in the winter maybe. or even it's a beautiful day, you're exploring the city, but you need to get out of the sun because sometimes you need to get out of the sun, right? There's so many easy reasons why to hop in, let the kids burn some energy while maybe you take a little rest.
I mean, that will definitely be an opportunity in the new museum. And also, one of the core pillars for the new museum will be all family play as well. There's just so few resources and places where you can go to your kids and be an active part of their learning and play journey. And it's it's so crucial for kids to be able to bond with their parents and to have that time together too. And so there'll be opportunities for you to do a full spectrum of activities in the new museum.
One that I've always liked is the Big League Fun. Is there plans to continue on some of the partnerships like with the Milwaukee Brewers Foundation and the Brewers in the new museum? Are you going through some community partnerships like that right now?
Sure. I mean, we're definitely not at that phase in the new museum planning, but we are so excited to be able to sponsor and partner with a spectrum of Milwaukee partners for sure. It'll look different in the way that the current museum is for the future museum, but we're really excited to start to explore those.
Yeah, maybe a cheese curd exhibit for you, Josh.
Yeah,
just like
that would be good
how
too.
to eat a cheese curd the
that
right way.
actually might be on the docket.
Imagine if there was like a mini state fair that was set up.
Here we
and
go.
then it was you had to teach the kids how to correctly choose which food. Oh, you went to the ice cream first. You
Yeah.
should have waited on the ice cream. That'd be brilliant. So it's okay. We can talk about that later. But I think that it's important, too, to point out one of the things that is really great about the museum now and that I'm assuming is going to be, as you mentioned, a pillar of the new museum is it's not just a playground, right? It's not just a playground, you're bored, it's summer break, and you need to find a place to take the kids. It's educational. You're able to go and be with your kids and see them be able to not just, burn off energy, but also use their brains and learn things in a unique way that you can't just do at home.
I mean, that's actually, completely accurate. Everything that we do, both currently at our museum and all of our plan for the future museum, really revolves around key educational pillars, especially to help aid in early childhood brain development and all the other incredible skills that kids are building throughout their growth trajectory. And so those are all components that we weave into all the super fun experiences that we do today and also that we'll do in the future.
And you said, so the estimated time, the timeline for the new museum, when are we looking? I know even if it doesn't hit it, there's a plan. When is a plan for the transition to new museum? What year are we looking at?
Oh, gosh, that's a really good question. We're still actively working on the timeline.
Okay.
Probably 2031, maybe 2032.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not an easy process.
No.
Josh. Were you thinking she could just do it in 6 months?
I mean, I'm impatient, and so I would like that. But I wanted to make that known because while this is exciting and the new Betty Brinn Children's Museum will be outstanding, I'm positive of that, that's still a lot of time for people to be able to come to the current Children's Museum and see all the wonderful things that are going on there and enjoy it. This isn't something like this is happening in 6 months, to your point, Josh, and it's, we'll just wait. We'll just wait until the new one opens. No. Go and enjoy the fantastic Betty Brinn Children's Museum where it is now while you can, which we have some time to do that. When we come back, I want to talk to you, Tina, a little bit about the Children's Museum as it sits now, how people can be part of it, some of your favorite areas of the museum, and things that people should be aware of that are upcoming. All right?
That sounds great.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to Joshing Around Milwaukee. Josh Albrecht, and the CEO of the Betty Brinn Children's Museum, Tina Quealy, joining us. And Tina, we just got done talking about what to expect and get excited about with the new museum coming. However, the Betty Brinn Children's Museum is awesome and going to be with us still for a while. Talk to people who maybe haven't been there before. What makes it unique and some of the things that they should go check out, bring them in and have some fun.
Sure. So the Betty Brinn Children's Museum is actually the only museum in Milwaukee that's built for children, especially our youngest learners, so ages 8 and below. And we really tried to keep things new at the museum. So every time you come to the museum, there should be something new to explore, something new to play with, something new to learn.
Yeah, and it's not just, too, I think that's a really good point, too, because when you say, especially to younger kids, museum, it's you stay quiet, you don't touch anything, you hold my hand, you're not allowed to go too far away. And that's like the opposite here, right? It's a completely immersive area. Give us a few examples of some of the stuff on display or that the kids could be playing with if they went now. What's unique going on now at the museum?
And you're right. A children's museum should be a place where nothing's off limits for kids, and they're able to learn in a really interactive way and make new friends and really interact with the community in a very special way. So right now at the Betty Brinn Children's Museum, we have a lot going on. We have Big League Fun, which is our traveling baseball exhibit, again sponsored by the Milwaukee Brewers, which is really exciting. Upcoming this year, we're actually going to have a fire truck, so in partner with Milwaukee Fire. I don't know what that's called. We'll cut that out. So upcoming this year, we'll have a fire exhibit with a fire truck. We're going to have a Wild Kratts traveling exhibit.
I love the Wild Kratts.
It's over.
Game over.
Game over. That's it.
Can't wait to see you both there.
Yeah.
I love the Wild Kratts.
We love Wild Kratts in the house. Wild Kratts.
Those listening, if you don't know the Wild Kratts, just YouTube it. It's
I don't
amazing.
know what you're doing. If you don't,
You definitely don't have a kid.
it's true. You definitely don't. Or you Zabufu, like that's how it started.
Did
right?
you
Like,
just Zabumafu me?
I did.
I could digress. We better not.
Okay,
'cause
you're right.
Zabufu is one of the greatest shows ever made.
Okay, so we won't. But that's very exciting. Yeah. So when is that? Later this year?
Yes, it'll be there later this year, coming this fall.
Those special exhibits are so fun. Like
Yeah.
obviously they're designed to bring new experiences in, let people find the thing that they relate to, Wild Kratts or Brewers baseball, but that's like the hook, right? And those long-term exhibits. I have to ask this question. I got to butt in and ask this question. So, people in general, when they experience a space, sort of make their own path, right? Like where you go to a park, you can see where people walked, they didn't walk on the sidewalk. I'm really curious to wonder at the museum, is there an area where you see like the handprints, right? The kids are experiencing the exhibit in a different way than you anticipated.
Oh, that's
Does
a
that
good
happen?
question. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And especially when we open a new exhibit, kids are the first people to find all the problem areas, right? Like they can sniff
Right.
out all the things we didn't think about, right? Because they're just so good at exploring and discovering new things. We just refreshed our Sendik's grocery store exhibit, so it's
love the
absolutely
Sendik's
all
area.
brand
Yeah.
new and super fun. But there's always learning that comes along for us too, working at the museum that we hadn't thought about before.
It's like probably some sort of like psychological study. Like they always ignore the fake carrots, but they're always after the
Yeah.
chocolate, right?
Well, it immediately makes me think of like the movie Big with Tom Hanks and how like
Oh, yeah.
if it was possible to have an adult that could still think that way to come through, because you're right. It's until you open it up and you have the kids go through, it's like, okay, well, there's something we missed.
Yeah.
That area is huge. We gotta focus on that, which I'm assuming is all part of the process when you guys open these. Is it like when you first open a new exhibit, it's like all hands on deck for the first like week and a half to kind of learn the areas?
Absolutely. And we still discover new pathways and new ways that kids interact with our different exhibits. And so we're always trying to add things to them and upgrade them to make them more fun and more user friendly.
Have you? I know it's a tough question, but I have to ask it. Do you have a favorite currently? A favorite exhibit?
I
a favorite
really
moment?
love our really little space. So it's called Pocket Park, and it's for kids ages 4 and under. And we actually refreshed that space about a year ago and made it, turned it over to be kind of like a Tooth Fairy Garden theme. And it's just really quiet. There's bird noises piped in, and it's so sweet to see all the little kids kind of roaming around together.
Yeah, that
I
4 and
love
under
it.
space. I mean, that's nice. You got a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I
bring
got
the
a 2-year-old,
2-year-old in
yep.
there. Let him have
Yep.
some fun while the 9-year-old goes after some of the higher activity things.
I mean, I gotta say too, like my kiddos just at that age where it's like you can watch them do anything, and it's just amazing. Like it's just you don't need any other distraction. It's just like you're enjoying watching them discover the world, which is why it makes a place like Betty Brinn so amazing, because you're giving that little kid so much more area to explore that as a parent, you enjoy it so much more than just taking them to a park or something else, because you're getting to see them enjoy and learn and exploring. You see them do something like, I can't believe they just did that. Did you see that? It's amazing. It's a wonderful place. If you have never been to the Betty Brinn Children's Museum, or if you haven't been lately. You got to go check it out. How can people, Tina, get more information on Betty Brinn?
We have a lot of exciting summer programming coming up, and as I mentioned, a handful of new exhibits and experiences. So please check out our website and our social to find out more.
I have to jump in super fast and say, look, I love museums of all kinds. If you're trying to think already, like if you're already thinking Christmas, you're already thinking birthday gifts for people, a membership to this museum is a perfect choice. I tell people all the time, get a membership to a museum for a family. Family of 4, family of 6. The family of 6 is perfect because then grandma and grandpa can go, or maybe an uncle could go, friend of the family.
That's true.
But if you're like lost out there and you're like, what should I get this person in my life as a gift for a special occasion? Get them a gift to the Betty Brinn. Let them go. Let them take their kids. It's such a great experience. I am always pushing that. So that's my plug for people to have the perfect gift idea this year.
We love it. I agree.
And it's one of the best ideas that you've had.
So
I will give you that credit. Tina, thank you so much for joining us today, and we really hope that everything goes well through this process, and we look forward to updates and in a few years seeing the new museum.
That sounds great. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Joshing Around Milwaukee. For more information on Joshing Around, you can go to visitmilwaukee.org. We'll see you next time. Thank you again so much for tuning into this episode of Joshing Around Milwaukee. If you're seeing this part of today's show, it means that you are watching or listening on one of Visit Milwaukee's social media channels, and we really do appreciate it. We're having an awesome time with our guest today, Tina Quealy from the Betty Brinn Children's Museum. And Tina, I warned you, this is the big part of the show. Gave you a heads up. The hardest question of the day, Josh, take it away.
That's right. We like to say there's tons of momentum in the city right now. So many cool, amazing things going on. We call this Fresh City Vibes. So the big question of the day, what is giving you Fresh City Vibes right now?
So to be honest, I have a 10-year-old daughter, so I get to experience Milwaukee through the eyes of a kid, which is pretty much the best way to do so. And so we like to be out on the beach, on the lakefront, go to Atwater Park, go to the Urban Ecology Center, and almost every weekend we're at Seven Swans in River West.
Oh, that sounds like a good Saturday. Yeah.
I was going to say, that sounds like a lot of fun. I love that, too, of just from the angle of a kid, right? And then, like, because there's also, we talk all the time about families and how Milwaukee's so wonderful for families to move and grow and for young couples to start a family. We don't usually talk about through the kids' eyes. Mm-hmm. What is it the kids want to do? So that's awesome to know, and that they're already enjoying the beach. There's no need to go to Miami. You got everything. Got everything you need right here. That's absolutely awesome. Tina, thank you again so much for joining us and for being here and everything that you're doing through this very difficult task while still maintaining an awesome level and experience for everyone at Betty Brinn. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege.
All right, and thank you again so much for joining us for this episode of Joshing Around Milwaukee. As I mentioned before, if you're looking for more information on Joshing Around, we've been doing this for a few seasons. You can find out more information or look at past episodes at visitmilwaukee.org. We'll see you next time.
Two Joshes are better than one.